So you're thinking about moving to Dallas, Texas, but you want to get away from it a little bit. Well, today that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to take you to my favorite town, Fate, Texas. And the reason I love this and that I've called it home for the past 17 years is exactly that. I was able to get away from the Dallas area, but still be close enough to get into town when I wanted to. We're going to talk about everything there is to know about Fate, Texas, what it's like to eat, sleep, live, play in Fate. And we're going to hop on the map so you can see what all is around, how close things are, how close things aren't. And we're going to even dive into some of the neighborhoods so you can see what's around. My name is Delisa Lipinski, and if you're thinking about moving to Dallas, then we would absolutely love to talk with you. Go ahead and shoot us a text or send us an email because we get calls from people just like you every single day that are looking to relocate or move into the Dallas, Texas area. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to hop on the map and take a look at Fate, Texas. And I'm going to come out a little bit. You can see that Fate is really northeast of Dallas. It's straight out I-30, and you're going to be past Rockwall, and we've done a full map tour of Rockwall, Texas as well. So if you haven't seen it, absolutely check that out. But it is going to be off I-30 heading east. Now, let's take some driving directions because I want to show you what it would take to get into the Dallas area. So if we were looking at going into Dallas, Texas, you really have only one way to get there, and that's going to be on I-30. And it's about 29 miles from Fate into downtown Dallas. And right now it takes about 37 minutes. Now, one of the things that you will notice is we've got a little bit of that slowdown that's right here on the I-30 bridge. Well, part of that is because we've got construction. I mean, there's no way around it. We're actually, not we, me, but TxDOT, they are widening I-30. And part of the reason is that because of all of the growth that we're seeing out towards the east parts of Dallas, so that does cause a little bit of a delay sometimes here on the I-30 bridge. Now, I'm just going to tell you, if there's a wreck or if there's really bad weather and a wreck, this is going to suck being on the I-30 bridge because there's no way to get off. Once you actually get onto the bridge, and we'll scroll in a little bit closer, once you get on this, you're going to be stuck. And I have seen it actually take a couple of hours when there's a really bad wreck. Now, that's not every day, obviously, but you do need to know that because sometimes if there is bad weather, you're going to need to allot for some extra time getting into the Dallas area. Now, one of the things that we do like is the fact that it is close to Dallas. So if you wanted to go into town for like a Mavs game or a Dallas Stars game or a concert down at American Airlines Center, that's located right in downtown Dallas. So you're really only about 40, 45 minutes, but you still are able to get a little further out and get a sense of a little bit of that country life. All right, let's go ahead, and I want to scroll in closer so we can take a look at what it's like in Fate. So one of the things, 66, which actually will connect you into Rockwall, and it will take you through Royce City and to Greenville, is really the main thoroughfare through the middle of Fate. Now, you do have I-30, and this is 551 or Memorial Parkway, and that will connect you through 30 into the downtown area of Fate, and it will also take you all the way down to 276. So you could get into Rockwall via 276, or you could even head out over into this area, which would be where Southern Junction is. That's really going to be our one and only nightclub. So if you want to go country western dancing, we got you covered. But if you're looking for more nightlife than that, it's probably not going to happen. All right, now I want to show you the downtown area of Fate, and we're going to come in pretty close here. All right. So this is 551 and it will take you right into downtown Fate. And I'm going to scroll out a little bit. Guys, the good news is we do have a liquor store right here in Fate, so you don't have to go into Rockwall. I don't know if you've seen some of my other videos when I talk about when I moved back to Dallas. And I had lived in Houston for many years. And in Houston, you could go anywhere and go to the liquor store, you can go to the corner store. Well, that's not the way it was in Dallas. And so I told my realtor at the time, I said, I need to be 5 minutes from the liquor store because that's just what I was used to. So yes, now we have our own liquor store right here. We've got a Specs. So I was happy to see that go in. All right, now this is our downtown area, and we are seeing a lot of growth in the downtown area. Matter of fact, I want to take you on a street view. And if you haven't seen our full vlog tour of Fate, you definitely want to take a look at that. But this is your downtown area, and we're seeing a lot of growth. So you've got Four Checks Bakery, and if you love authentic kolaches, then you definitely have to try that out. We also have some smaller shops. You've got a couple of restaurants. We have an ice cream store. Fate Pharmacy, guys, this is just one of the best pharmacies. You know, you wouldn't think in a small town you'd have a really good pharmacy, but I got to tell you that I love this pharmacy. Number one, I've never run into a problem with them having anything in stock. You talk to the pharmacist right there. And quite frankly, I find that their prices even beat Walmart. So I love Fate Pharmacy. Come a little bit further into town. This is your Fate Department of Public Safety. So our Department of Public Safety, and believe me, when I first moved out here, we didn't have this. Matter of fact, it was a volunteer police and fire department. And most of everything went through the Rockwall County Sheriff's Department, which they did a fine job. I mean, don't get me wrong, but we have grown to the point where we needed our own public safety department. And so all of the gentlemen and ladies that work for Fate DPS are actual triple certified. So they're fire, police, and EMS. So that is great. Chief Lombard has done an amazing job. We come in, we've got Pablo's Cantina. And then I don't know if this will let me around here. Back here, so you can see a little bit, you can see the sign where it says Fate Station. Right here in this area is a new restaurant complex that is being built. We are very excited for it because it is going to be a little more upscale dining. They have also built multi-use right here. So you'll have apartments on the top, but you have businesses on the bottom. And then they also will have executive suites in there as well. So that truly is our downtown area. It is not very big, but it sure does have a lot going on. And then if we come back, so we're back at 551. And this is an old picture, but this now is our, what we call the food hall. And that's where we have a multitude of food trucks that are there. We've got Smoketown Barbecue, Mamaritas, so a variety of food trucks that serve. They will have different types of farmers market. Throughout the year, we have different vendor fairs that are there. So it's a really cute area and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so that is our downtown Fate area. Now, one of the things that you also need to know about Fate, Fate does not have their own school district. Part of Fate will attend Rockwall ISD and part of Fate will attend Royce City ISD. And it really kind of, and I'm just going to kind of do a little bit. So if you take it and almost split this right in half, you're going to have Royce City on the east side, and you're going to have Rockwall ISD on the west side. Now, according to niche.com, and remember, I can't steer you in any way, but according to niche.com, I mean, both of them are excellent rated school districts. And as a matter of fact, both of the school districts have elementary schools right here within Wood Creek. So if we look at, this is Miss May Vernon. So that's going to be a part of Royce City ISD. And then if we come over here, you've got Billy Stevens Elementary, and that's going to be a part of Rockwall ISD. Royce City also has a middle school that is located right here. And then, of course, you would attend Royce City High School that is actually in Royce City. And then Rockwall High School, which is located right in Rockwall off of I-30. They are also building a brand new middle school for Rockwall that I believe is going to be kind of right in this area right here. So they've just started the development. It is supposed to be up and running by the 2026 school year. But you know how construction goes. I mean, sometimes there's delays. All right. So let's scoot out a little bit further. One of the things that I was excited about. So when I moved out here 17 years ago, we didn't have any grocery stores. I mean, as a matter of fact, there was a stop sign, and the stop sign was right there in the downtown area of Fate. We didn't have any red lights. There was no grocery stores. So you were either going into Royce City, which really didn't have a lot of grocery stores either. So mainly most of us were going into Rockwall to do our grocery shopping. Few years ago, Fate is starting all of their economic development, and you are starting to see a lot of the commercial going in right here. And it's been a slow progression. And Fate really kind of did that on purpose. Number one, they needed to make sure that they had the population to support that. But, you know, also building out the infrastructure. You know, a lot of people don't realize that, and they complain about the infrastructure not being in place. Well, you've got to have the growth first before you can determine where you're going to put the infrastructure. And so this was actually a long time coming. Now, this whole area, which is right at the corner of Highway 30 and Memorial Parkway, or we call it 551, you have got not only a Fresh, you've got, and Fresh is just, guys, if you haven't shopped at Fresh, you're missing out, because they have got some amazing food. But more importantly, and we can't really see it here, is let's see if it'll come up. No, it's not going to come up. But right in this area, they have a covered patio area where they do live music on the weekends. So Friday and Saturday, you will have live music. They've got a kids play spot right in here. So it's a real family friendly environment where you come out, have a beer, you can get a pizza, get some burgers, sit out here on the patio and listen to music. We've also got McDonald's, and what this isn't showing is we have Starbucks. You know, we talked about a couple of towns that if you need a Starbucks, it's just not going to be the right place for you. We've got Starbucks. So your Starbucks is going to be right here. We also have, you know, a couple of fast food chains. And there's actually been some more growth and development that's going in here since this picture was taken. And then you have a Pet Supply Plus, Starwood Cafe, which is really good for like breakfast and lunch. We just got a Hot Works. There's the Rockwall Tavern, which is gone in right here. So this is really the area where you've got most of your commercial development. If you're looking for anything larger, if you're looking for like your big box store, like your Home Depot or your Lowe's or a Target, then you would need to really go into Rockwall. You can't even get that in Royce City. So you would want to go into Rockwall, which is about, 10, 15 minutes max from getting from Fate. All right. So now let's talk about some of the subdivisions. And Fate obviously is a growing area, and we've got a lot of new subdivisions. Now, the very first one that went in was actually right here in Wood Creek. And so all of this area right here is considered Wood Creek, even onto this side. Now, this is a master plan community. They have multiple pools, walking trails, 2 separate dog parks. They do a lot of family events during the year. Christmas, oh, wow. Okay. We go crazy because we love our Christmas lights out here. As a matter of fact, there are neighborhood competitions. And if you want to see the very, very best lights, I want to take you right. Hold on. No, that's not okay. There's Leonard. Okay, so this is your main entrance to Wood Creek. So this is Wood Creek Boulevard. This right here on Zeter Drive, every single person has lights up, decorations up, not only for Christmas, but they also do Halloween as well. It's crazy. I love it. That is one of my favorite places to go. But you've got several sections. So over in this area, right here is your newer subdivision. This area is going to really be your original subsections or sub part of the subdivision. This part was really built out second, and now right in here is where you've got the most recent new construction that's happening and that's going on. So if we were to take a look, and we're going to go in a little bit closer because I want you to see a little difference in the areas of the subdivision. So C.D. Bourne is your main road through Wood Creek. So if we were to come in, and we'll just choose right here on Zeter, okay? So this would be the first section that was originally built. And this was built in the early 2000s. So you've got, your brick home, you can tell by the trees, it's a little more mature. And like I said, well, apparently, yeah, this was taken sometime in October. So they'd already had some of the decorations up. See what I'm talking about? I mean, they go crazy. And then there's another home on Stevens where they actually have a full-blown haunted house. You've got to check it out. But this would be one of the original sections of Wood Creek, all right in here. All right. Then as we move a little bit further to the east, this is the part that was really built out kind of second. So the first part and all the way up to say like right around in here, that was built in like the 2005 to 2000, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10. And then you have your really the second big phase that was built out, and that would be right over here. We're going to go here on Meredith. So you can see that little bit newer style of home. These were really built in the mid 2020s, 22, 20. Sometimes they were, 18, 19, 17. So These are a little bit newer homes. You've got more that have the brick exterior with the stone facade. And nice Jeep. So this was really kind of your, I would say, the major second phase of the area. And then if we come over into this area, as a matter of fact, we probably may not be able to see a lot. This is going to be the most current phase that they're building out. So if we take around, these have started building like in 22, 23, 24. So these are definitely going to be your newer homes in Wood Creek. Now, just on the north side of Wood Creek is another brand new subdivision called Montera. And we've done a video, so definitely you want to make sure that you check that out, because we've done some videos on Montera. And this has, man, they have got an amazing resort center. But as you can see, it's still showing that it hadn't been built out. I don't know if we'll be able to get any. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to get any of the homes on Montera. But, when I first moved out here, this has been pain. And this actually, you see it kind of curves here and it goes around. All of this was farmland. As a matter of fact, all of this area really was farmland. And I mean, it wouldn't be any, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. It wouldn't be unusual for us to drive along here and you have cornfields or the sunflower fields. But as you can see, there is a lot of development that's happening in this area. Now, just on the other side of 66, so here's Wood Creek, okay, on the other side of 66, and we're not going to be able to see it. This is actually another subdivision that's gone in right here called Avalon. Now, that's going to be a little bit smaller subdivision, but it is going to be located right here. Now, if we were to come on to the south side of 30, one of the other major subdivisions that you have is located right in here. And this is Williamsburg. And this is a D.R. Horton master plan community. And really, that's really pretty much sold out. This is already completely built out. They do have the amenities. And so we'll take a look at kind of some of this. As you can see, it's going to be very similar in the styles of homes. But what we're seeing is really out in the Fate area, we're seeing a lot of families that are moving out to this area. Number one, because of the master plan communities, but also because of the school systems. And, people are just wanting a little bit slower lifestyle. They're wanting to get away from, the rat race of Dallas. That was why I moved out here originally. Now, when I moved out, Wood Creek was the only subdivision that was built. Williamsburg came in a few years later, and then all of the other ones actually kind of followed suit. As a matter of fact, if we're right here and you've got 66 that runs through here. I remember the biggest problem I had with the traffic was getting stuck behind the hay hauler. And that will slow you down. But now, I mean, obviously, with all of the development, we are seeing a lot more traffic out in the area. And, there's good and bad. There's positives and negatives. But anytime you've got growth and expansion, you're gonna have some growing pains. Now, we're going to come a little bit further here, and this is another subdivision in that we've got Edgewater, and we've done a video over on Edgewater. And these homes, let's see if we can get some of the homes that are built here. A lot of these are, and nope, it's not. These are going to be really in larger lots. So you definitely want to check that out. You definitely want to take a look at that. These are grand homes. And so the homes are going to be larger. They've got an amazing, I'm going to see if I can get here. Yeah. So this is where their amenity center is. Let's see what you've also got Union Main. We'll see if we can get on this if it's showing. Yeah, here we go. All right. So these are going to be this newest subdivision. Here is your amenity center that is going in, but you can see you've got the pond right here. And then just across this way are some of the larger lots that they're building on. There's a lot more space in between the homes. And so this is becoming a really popular area, particularly if you're looking to have a little bit larger lot. So you can see right here. Okay. Now, not everything in Fate is going to be subdivisions. All right. Yes, you've got, I don't know, 5, 6 new subdivisions that have gone in. But you also have areas that are over in here, and this is going to be where you have your larger lots, anywhere from, say, a half acre. Some of them are even going to be an acre lot. This is obviously going to be a more built out, established area. And this is an area that doesn't have an HOA. So I know a lot of people really do like that, but you can see how big the lots are compared to some of the other subdivisions. I'm going to go down here a little bit. There we go. So you can see how big you've got the large acre, half acre lots. And this is an area that people, it's harder to get into because when people are moving out here, they want large spaces. A lot of people aren't moving from this area. But you've got your cul-de-sacs, you've got the larger acreage, and there we go. So this whole area right in here is where you're going to see your bigger tracts of land. All right. Now let's talk about some of the parks that are around here. You've got a ballpark that's located right here next to the elementary school. Now this will be Roy City ISD, but you've got Joe Berger Park with the little pond. You've got your ball fields right here. Also, you have got on the other side of Fate, we're going to come here. This is Robert Smith Park. Now, Robert Smith Park, this is our new city hall. I say new, it's been there for about 5 years. For the longest time, it was just in one of the buildings down in downtown. But they have got a splash pad. They've got the pickleball tennis courts. They have walking trails all through this area. You see all of the green space, the tree. Matter of fact, this is the area where a lot of times before they built the dog parks, I would take my dogs out for a walk through the park area. They have a disc golf course. And this is also where they do our Freedom Fest. So because we're around so many other larger cities, they do, that do the 4th of July fireworks show. Fate doesn't do that. They actually do theirs in September. And it's a lot of fun because they'll bring vendors out, and it's an all-day event. They'll have live music. They'll have different vendors that will come out, set up, and then they will set up the fireworks, and they do an amazing job on the fireworks show. And as a matter of fact, I can actually sit in my driveway and watch the fireworks show. So I don't have to get into the crowd of things, which is great. It's a lot of fun. All right. Now let's talk about these northern parts of Fate. You see, there is still a lot of farmland. And that's why a lot of times you do get that sense that you're still a little bit in the country, even though you've got the conveniences of the subdivision. And that was part of the attraction for me. I didn't want to live on acreage, but I wanted to get away from Dallas for a little bit. So that's what brought me out to Fate. But I also wanted to be close enough to where if I wanted to go into town for a concert or if I wanted to go to a sporting event, it was still easy to get into. And the simple fact that it was so close to the lake, because we spend a lot of time out on the lake, that's really what brought me out to this area. All right. So that is Fate. You know, like I said, Fate is not necessarily going to be for everybody. It was for me at the time, and I love it out here. And that's why you definitely want to give us a call, because we're going to talk to you about some of the things that you like, some of the things that you don't like, because let's face it, there are a lot of areas to choose from when you're looking to move into the Dallas area. There's a lot of people that have never heard of Fate, Texas, but that may be just the right community, the right area for you when you're thinking about moving or relocating to the Dallas area. So give us a call or shoot us a text. We would just love to talk with you a little bit about what is important to you. And for now, hopefully we will see you guys around the town.